Hello, I hope y'all are having a great day. It's June 10th, and today I'm back. Today I have several things to talk about. Or really just a couple things. Video should be quite short if I get to everything, but yes, I hope y'all had a great day today, and let's go ahead and get started. So this is our day 3 convective outlook. So this is pretty much our day 3 severe weather outlook for Sunday. We can see we have a slight risk from southeast Montana down into western and central Nebraska, and we have a marginal risk from Montana, North Dakota, that all the way over to southern Ohio, and then we have another marginal risk in a little bit of some areas of the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast there. Uh, so yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Sunday first. So Sunday evening, this is 7 p.m. Sunday. We're looking at dew points on the NAM model here. We can see we have a surface low. It looks to be about right there, about 997 millibars. Actually, we'll type that there if I let me see. Okay, yes, it looks like 997, 996 maybe. Uh, Surface low in there, and uh, dry line, and I guess the front kind of right there, but we can see right near that low we're going to be looking at kind of our highest severe weather potential, but it's going to kind of go all the way down this front here, all the way into Ohio. We have a lot of moisture. I mean, look at these dews. Dews in the mids or like low 70s in Omaha, around 70 in Des Moines, Central Illinois, like Springfield, Illinois, mid 70s. Even some dew points scraping 80 around Kansas City, down towards Springfield, Missouri, and over to Columbia. So very, very moist air. I mean, Tulsa, dew point is 79 indicated in the NAM here. That's very moist. Take a look at kind of what we have going on in South Dakota here. Uh, Looks like main issue with the sounding would be our capping here. That would limit a whole lot. In the way of hail, though, we would likely be looking at a pretty decent hail threat. Tornadoes, though, I'm not sure. Not really liking the look of that photograph for tornadoes, or the shear profiles. But yeah, I think you could get something out of that. You could definitely get some supercells out of that. Whether they be tornadic, though, I'm not sure. And then further down into areas of like Illinois there, we'll just take a sounding along the front. And this is interesting. Okay, so a little less capping. More of a damaging wind threat. But we can see shear profiles are very, I guess, interesting towards the surface there, like below 1 kilometer. Very interesting shear profiles there. But looking at the photograph, we can see we have maybe that would favor some supercells there. Likely, maybe classic the HP type supercells. I wouldn't say LP. See some pretty small supercells though out of that. But yeah, you would have a little bit maybe of more of a tornado threat on the warm front if the NAM actually does happen. I mean, where we have a lot of moisture. I mean, look at that. Yeah, you have a decent little hood there. Shear is interesting. I mean, I think you could get some weak tornadoes off of that, but we'll see. Then as we go through the night, we can see just our storms. Clearly see a complex of storms in South Dakota there, just because of where just by looking at dew points. And once again, I'm not too certain on if we're gonna see a tornado threat along the surface low. I don't really think we're gonna see much of a triple point setup with this. I mean, if I had to pick any areas that I would really want to look at, I'd be thinking this area and down the front here, wherever that kind of lines up. Those areas will look pretty. I mean, those areas look pretty interesting to me. 7 p.m. though. Let's take a sounding in Indiana. And okay, it's actually not that bad. Yeah, you could see some supercells out of that with a little bit of a tornado threat. Yeah. All right. So I think for the rest of this, we're gonna have to go over to the GFS here, or we can just go back to the previous run of the NAM, and we want to look at the kind of the continuation. I won't call it like a continuation of this event or anything, but on day 4, we have a 15% from areas of Wyoming up into like Grand Forks, Fargo area of North Dakota there. North Dakota, Minnesota border. Uh, okay. So, yeah, Monday we can see, oh yeah, defined, pretty defined front right there. But 2 points, almost 80 degrees in the up near North Dakota, in northern South Dakota. That is, so look at that instability. I mean, roughly 6,000 Cape. Or generally, this is not gonna give you supercells, but you would see, I mean, pretty much like a messy storm mode. But really, where I want to watch for the highest tornado threat is really kind of down this front here, and wherever we really see that lift, it could see a pretty high tornado threat. So I mean, I don't want to watch this area too much for a tornado threat on Monday. I just don't feel like it's gonna do as much as, or as much potential as further down. The front there, I'm pretty sure it's a warm front. Yeah, it is a warm front. Most likely. But I think where we're gonna see the greatest tornado threat for both these days, Sunday and Monday, will be along that front. I don't think we're gonna see a whole lot of activity in that main severe weather area that the SPC's outlined, tornado-wise, not severe-wise, as tornado-wise. Now we're gonna switch over to the GFS here, and I want to take a look at generally where we could potentially see severe weather on Tuesday, just to get an idea. So, got the Tuesday here in the GFS, and we can see we have a look at these 2 points. Oh, okay, so just lifting right up. I mean, 80 degrees almost in Wisconsin, 80 degrees in Southwest Michigan almost. I mean, a lot of moisture. And also, what we're going to talk about next is all of this is generally kind of following the ingestion. We're going to be seeing a big time heat wave for areas of the, a good bit of the country. So we're going to talk about that in just a second. But well, I mean, where I want to watch for Tuesday would be, I think, let me take a look at this. So let's lock it on hour 102 here. So Tuesday evening. Just want to take a look at some basic things here. So 500 millibar winds are locked up pretty far to the north here. Our surface low, I think, is like right there. About right there. I'll mark that. I should be able to, actually we'll stay, okay. I didn't know it would do that. I do think it goes away then when I switch this to dew points. Yeah, okay. So, okay, that surface low is a little further west, but, because I really don't know where I'd, like, point out an area. I mean, I'd generally say we're going to want to watch this area on Tuesday. Because we could have the help of a surface low. Generally, we got some support in the lower levels. Not really the upper levels, but lower level support. We have that. Is the SBC thinking about anything on day 5? Let's see. Okay. Alright, so, I mean, I'd point out that area, but also further to the north, we could see some action as well. Up in the northern plains, according to the SPC, which I could see. Gonna be wanting to look at a pretty wide area once again. probably, I mean, the area that could see like some type of severe potential could end up being, I mean, this area, like, kind of being like a very large area. I think even the southeast will start to see some afternoon storms too, which we're gonna talk about the rest of this in just a second. Actually, now, pretty much it for severe weather. Not gonna look at that too much, but what we are gonna start talking about now is temperatures. So, we're gonna be seeing a big time warm up for a good bit of the country compared to where we are right now, especially with the dry air in place in like southeast. Uh, which is why everything's just going through the central plains. That's really going to set us up for probably a lot of severe weather in the plains, the Midwest, upper Midwest, maybe like the Great Lakes as well. And so by Saturday, we can see, look at those temperatures in areas of Texas and Oklahoma. And some of these areas will likely not get as hot as the GFS has. GFS can sometimes overdo like extreme heat, but majority of the country is warm. By Monday, we can see GFS is indicating a few 100s across areas of the southeast, relatively to generally temperatures below 100, but in the 90s for a lot of the south. Pretty warm across, I mean, areas of a little bit of areas of the Midwest here. Upper Midwest still relatively not cool, but cooler. Then 21C, I mean, we can see getting up near, I mean, probably some areas will likely probably hit 100 Monday if the GFS happens in South Carolina. Maybe North Carolina, maybe just scrape 100. And we can see we do have some storms that definitely go off because we can clearly see that boundary in the GFS. Now, any storms that we do see go off next week in the southeast will be pretty strong. A lot of instability. They're not going to be organized, though. It's just going to be generally like afternoon storms, but it could be exception, like more strong, maybe severe, like marginal risk type stuff. Like Tuesday, we can see we're up to into the 90s across Illinois, 90s all the way up almost in northern Minnesota, but likely where we were in the 90s in Minneapolis. The southeast is a little cooler. That's generally noticed because of storms. If you're not getting hit by a storm, it's still like almost 100. And that's 21Z at 18Z. We can see a good bit warming up, 90s, probably mid 90s. In some of the hottest areas. Wednesday, that heat just continues. I mean, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, we have 90s. And I mean, area does cool off a little bit, but I mean, not really. Just generally, this heat stays around for a while on the GFS here. At least at the southeast, we could be getting some actual afternoon storm activities. So maybe I'll have some type of content dealing with that next week because I'm pretty much doing nothing, so I'll be able to focus on weather. But take a look at the euro just to point out any major differences here. So by Monday, actually, we're going to want to go to the 12Z euro. Alright, so by Monday, if I could get this to load, that's Tuesday, my bad. By Monday, we can see, I mean, some areas are hitting 100 in Texas. Definitely going to see some areas hit 100, but 110 like the GFS has. Not 100 sure, or not 100% sure about that, but that was also Saturday. On Saturday, the euro has still pretty high. I mean, some areas will get pretty, it will get above, definitely above 100, maybe up near 105. Very hot though in Texas. It's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I mean, pretty much every day, some areas will hit 100. By Tuesday, we can see 90s up in Minnesota, Wisconsin, almost 100 degrees in some areas of Illinois, Missouri, heat stretching in Indiana. Look at these temperatures across the southeast though. So Atlanta's 94, Macon, Georgia 95, Columbia, South Carolina 103, Charlotte, North Carolina 105. Now, will this actually happen like this has? I don't think so. I don't think there's just going to be random pockets of like, I don't think it's going to be like, I feel like some areas will definitely get up maybe into the 100, 101, 102 range, maybe in South Carolina and North Carolina. Also, maybe this kind of region of East Georgia, this area tends to be, like, this area here just tends to be really hot. You see a lot of, like, like kind of that area. You see a lot of, like, just big, like days that it's just burning, and while other areas aren't even that warm. I mean, or not warm, like not warm, but not that hot. I mean, we're near that hot. Uh, Wednesday we can see very warm as well. Then we start to see those storms pop up, but still very warm. And then you see a little break indicated in the air around Thursday due to probably something in the east here. Not sure what that would be, but not exactly sure. And Friday it just continues. The Midwest does get a cool down. I mean, we can see Saturday, Euro has. I mean, Chicago at 63. Areas outside of Chicago around 70. Indianapolis 72. So a little cool. Look at Texas. It was just burning. I mean, it's just. I mean, this is just terrible heat. But that's pretty much that. Pretty much all I got for y'all. I mean, the main stories is like the severe weather and then this large heat wave across the South. But yeah, I hope y'all have a great day tomorrow. If I don't have any problems once again, I should have a video out tomorrow. Or definitely I'll try and get one out Sunday morning. If I don't post one tomorrow. But yeah, I hope y'all have a great day tomorrow. And thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And goodbye.